Former President Donald Trump has been indicted in the 2020 election subversion case in Georgia. Prosecutors say Trump and others joined a conspiracy to unlawfully change the outcome of the election. There are 19 defendants named in the 41-count indictment. In addition to Trump, they include his lawyers, John Eastman, and Rudy Giuliani, as well as former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows. Read the full indictment. Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis said the 19 defendants have until noon ET on August 25 to voluntarily surrender. This is the fourth indictment Trump is facing. The former president, who is the current GOP 2024 frontrunner, has already been charged in 3 separate cases this year. He denies any wrongdoing and says they are politically motivated. One of the first big battles in the new racketeering case against Donald Trump is likely imminent. Should the former president face a jury in state or federal court? Although the charges were filed in state court in Fulton County, Georgia, Trump is sure to attempt to remove the case to federal court, where he would potentially have a friendlier jury pool and the chance of drawing a judge whom he appointed to the bench. To try to get the case into federal court, Trump is expected to argue that much of the conduct he's been charged with was undertaken in his capacity as an officer of the federal government because he was still president during the critical period when he and his allies attempted to subvert the 2020 election results. A federal law, known as a removal statute, generally allows any officer of the United States who is prosecuted or sued in state court to transfer the case to federal court if the case stems from the officer's governmental duties. Trump has already attempted to make this move in New York, where he's facing state charges for falsifying business records to cover up an affair with a porn star. A federal judge there rejected the effort and directed the case back to state court, noting that the charges there didn't really implicate Trump's powers as president. There is an outer perimeter to a president's authority and responsibilities beyond which he engages in private conduct, U.S. District Judge Alvin Hellerstein ruled, sending the case back to New York State Court. Trump is appealing the ruling. Georgia could be different. Most of the charges Trump is facing, sweeping allegations of using his office to corrupt the 2020 election, involve his presidential authorities and his efforts to manipulate the federal processes he was charged with overseeing. That makes removal a more viable option in Georgia than in New York. For Trump, taking the case federal may have several benefits. For one thing, a trial in the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of Georgia would draw from a wider jury pool than the current case sitting in Fulton County, where Trump is deeply unpopular. In addition, Trump has appointed 4 of the 15 judges on the Northern District of Georgia District Court bench, giving him at least a fair chance of drawing one of his own picks. In yet another one of his criminal cases, his federal prosecution in Florida for hoarding classified documents, Trump managed to draw one of his own judicial appointees, Judge Aileen Cannon,